Off in the deep end like usual. Where they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Virgil got a paddock on my wrist going nuts. It's caught me slipping once, okay, so what?
Alright y'all, so in this video, as you probably can already tell if you see my last video, we're going to be installing all new speakers inside the Scion XB. It's a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to get unpackaged, so let's get right into it. Alright, first up, we're going to be installing the 4-inch super tweeters. I don't know why they sent them in different boxes, but they're the same part number, VX4ST 4-ohm super tweeters. So let's just open one. We'll open this one and we'll see what it looks like. Sheesh. It's definitely going to take some modifications to get this to fit inside the dash. So let's go get that figured out. All right, to get access to the tweeters in the dash, what you would do is just get a flathead and pry this up. That simple. And there you have your paper distorted factory tweeters. 2 Phillips, and we'll get that removed. All right, once you get the 2 Phillips out, there's going to be a connector. You just push down on a connector and pop it out. What we're going to need to do is probably take this end off and solder it to the super tweeters. That way it's straight plug and play. But first off, I'm going to see how the super tweeter fits inside here. One second. Sorry, as you can see, the super tweeter will not fit in there, and that is due to this plastic piece that's around the vent that's blocking it. What I could do, because it seems flimsy enough to where I could just cut a piece of that out and get it to sit down in there. Or what I can do is cut this circle out and have the tweeter sit on top of it. Get off. Have this tweeter sit on top of it like that. And doing it this way, I would also have mounting points to mount the tweeter into the plastic, or screwed into the plastic, rather than if I was to put it in here, I would have to make some kind of extension brackets or something to bolt it down. Or I would be able to turn it. No, I couldn't turn it sideways. I would be able to turn it sideways, but I think I'm going to try and just mount it into this plate. That way I can put the cover, I should say, and put the cover back on and have it sitting up here. So I'm gonna get a Dremel and try to do this as clean as possible. All right, so I worked on these a little bit off camera. All I simply did was run a black wire to the ground and run a red wire to the positive. I had cut this resistor off, but after further inspection, I put it back up there. That's why it looks like this. Usually this resistor will come already soldered to the red, the power side. And I just spliced the original connectors back in there. So all I gotta do is drop them in now and plug them up. And that's how it looks. All right, let me drop the other one in. All right, next up, we're gonna be tackling the front door speakers. Very simple. Here. To get the front door panel off is real simple. It is a Phillips screw by the door handle, a Phillips screw and in the cup, this little cup tray in the door, right there. And the rest you just pop off. Oh, you have to pop off this little piece right here. But fairly simple. Once you get that off, there is a clip for the electric, and you start working on the door speakers and getting that plastic piece drilled out. All right, let's get a look at these door speakers. They are Scar Audio 6.5 RPX 65. I'm assuming 665 stands for 6.5. Oh, a box inside of a box. Gotta love it. $60 watts RMS, 200 watts max, two-way speaker. I'll just pull out one for now, get y'all a look. Got some instructions, which I don't need, and a sticker. Got this cover over it, which I more than likely won't run. And here's the speaker. All right, also this is the harnesses. This is the part number right here. And with these harnesses, there will be no cutting no wires or nothing like that for the speakers. You just plug this into the factory harness, and then you will plug these into your aftermarket speakers. It makes everything a lot simple. And along with the harnesses, I got these rings. And when you take out the factory speaker, it is a ring that you would have to drill the rivets out of it and replace it with this ring to hold your aftermarket speaker. It looks exactly like the factory one for the most part. The only thing is, when you drill out these holes, you can rivet it back, or you can put bolts and washers in it. I mean, bolts and nuts in it. I'm going to rivet mine back. I don't know why. I'm just going to. And you would need to get screws to hold the actual speaker to this plastic piece. All right, y'all, next day here. And as you can tell from the last clip, for some reason it cut out some of that footage. So I don't know if it was my fault. I don't know if it was GoPro fault. I could have sworn I pressed record, but from now on, I'm gonna start running 2 cameras. So if you see the other camera in the background, that's the reason why I'm gonna start running 2 cameras at all times now. But I'm gonna get my speaker box removed and start disassembling the back of the car. All right, so got the speaker box removed, and I know for a fact you have to take these panels off the bottom. There's a few screws or little, not clamps, but whatever you want to call them, clips right here. I think there's bolts. There's a bolt here, a bolt here. There's 2 screws here. 2 screws on the same side, and there should be a screw down there by that rear passenger door on both sides. And I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out and see where that gets me. All right, y'all, so this is where I'm at now. What I had to do was, first off up front, we had to take this little piece off, which was 2 clips holding it, after you get the floor out, of course. There's a bolt here, a bolt here, a bolt here that was holding the seats in. You have to remove the seats. A bolt there holding the seat belt in. Same thing on the other side, which is kind of dark over there to see. Once you get the seats out, once you get all the bolts out, it looks like everything should just pop off now. Let me see if I can get it. I need to pull this up too. I need to be careful because I have wires under mine. Just gotta let that sit right there. Yep. Yep. Looks like everything will just bolt out. I mean, pop out. So I'm gonna set y'all back down and I'm gonna get all the stuff popped out. All right, got everything popped out, and now you have access to your speakers on both sides. This is what I was referring to on the fronts, that you couldn't see me record because the footage got messed up or whatever. But here are bolts. On the front, they have rivets, so you had to drill the rivets out and either re-rivet it or put new bolts in it. I re-riveted mine, and then this is the factory harness right here. See if I can pop this out. Anyways, pop this out, and I plugged the wire that I have, the extra wire that I had showed you guys earlier, and I had just ran it through one of the holes in the front, and then ran it back out here and plugged it in. But on this back side, it looks like I'm not have to run it. I'm just gonna just put it right here. But yeah, let me go ahead and get the speakers pulled out and get the wires soldered, the connectors soldered over to the new speakers. All right, y'all, so we ran into a little bit of a problem. Not a big problem, but I didn't realize the rear speaker adapters were different from the front. So I had to I had ordered 2 sets of the fronts. I had to cut this ring off of this one and just screw it to a piece of MDF board and make the shape that I needed. I did order the correct ones, but they said they won't be here until 2 weeks for some, and that's Amazon. I don't know why it's saying 2 weeks, but I'm not gonna leave my car taken apart for 2 weeks. So I went ahead and just made up these little temporary little adapters, whatever you want to call it, and it's pretty sturdy. It's not going nowhere. But yeah, I'm gonna put the car back together and close out this video.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
All right, y'all, that's gonna do it for the XB. I got everything back together. Them super tweeters is crazy. But I'm about to get ready to put something else on the car, so y'all stay tuned for the next video.